Alright, you lot. You ever been playing a game, minding your own business, when suddenly, BAM! Some random celebrity pops up and completely shatters your immersion? Yeah, we're talking about dumbest, most pointless, most what actual hell celebrity cameos in gaming history. From rappers awkwardly shoved into shooters to famous faces that had no business being there in first place. This list has it all. And trust me, number one, it's an absolute travesty. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and keeps gaming gods from punishing us with pointless skins in Call of Duty. Alright, kicking off the list at number 10 is none other than pop sensation himself, Justin Bieber, making an unexpected appearance in NBA 2K13. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm sinking threes and breaking ankles, last thing I expect is to be outplayed by Baby Singer. Yeah, there he is, dribbling down court, ready to school some professional athletes. In NBA 2K13, developers thought it'd be a brilliant idea to include a celebrity team featuring likes of JB Smoove, Whale, Bow Wow, and of course Justin Bieber. Because now it screams basketball simulation like a bunch of celebrities who probably hadn't touched a basketball since their high school gym class. But it's kicker, Bieber ain't just a bench warmer. Nah, they gave him some decent stats, making him a viable player on court. So while you're trying to enjoy a realistic basketball experience, you might find yourself getting dunked on by a pop star. Talk about immersion breaking. Now I get it, celebrity camos can be fun, little nod to pop culture, but when it disrupts core experience at game, you gotta question the decision-making process. Was this a marketing ploy to attract Bieber's fanbase? Probably. Did it add any real value to the game? Debatable. In end, while it's not most egregious celebrity cameo in gaming history, it's certainly one that left many players scratching their heads and wondering, why? Coming in at number 9, we have a cameo that left many players scratching their heads. Comedian Carey dropping by in Sim's house party. Now don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good laugh, but inviting Carey to my meticulously planned virtual soiree, that's a curveball I didn't see coming. In this 2001 expansion pack, if your Sims threw a party that would talk at town, a limo would pull up and out would step Carey himself, ready to mingle with your guests. Developers thought, who better to crash your digital bash than star at Carey show? Cause now it says epic party like a surprise visit from a sitcom star, right? But here's where it gets even more baffling. In some international versions at game, localising Carey's appearance became a comedy of errors. In certain regions he was misgendered, while in others his name was changed entirely, leading to confusion among players. It's as if developers assumed Drew's charm were universal, but execution were output. Sure, Sims is known for quirky surprises and offbeat humour, but what random cameo from Carey best they could come up with? Felt more like a forced marketing stunt than a natural fit for the game's universe. And let's be honest, did anyone really throw a party in Sims hoping a virtual Carey would show up? I doubt it. This cameo stands out not for its brilliance, but for its sheer randomness. It's a reminder that sometimes even most well-intentioned Easter egg can leave players asking, wait, what? Sliding into number 8 spot, we have King at Pop himself, Michael Jackson, stepping into the ring in Ready to Rumble boxing, round 2. Now I know Jackson were a man of many talents, but who in the right mind thought, you know what this boxing game needs? A moonwalking, glove-wearing pop star throwing punches. It's as if developers were playing a game of Mad Libs and landed on Michael Jackson and boxing. In this 2000 release, players could unlock Jackson as a playable character, complete with his signature moves and style. So instead of pitting traditional boxers against each other, you could have MJ dodging jabs and delivering uppercuts. Cause now it says authentic boxing experience like a pop icon known for his dance moves rather than his right hook. I mean, Jackson were a global superstar, and his inclusion were likely a marketing move to attract a massive fan base. But let's be real here, did anyone buy a boxing game hoping to see Michael Jackson float like a butterfly and sting like a bee? It's a classic case of celebrity cameo that feels more like a gimmick than a genuine addition to gameplay. In grand scheme of gaming history, this cameo stands out as one of what were the thinking moments. It's a reminder that just cause you can put a celebrity in a game don't mean you should. And while it might have been a thrill for die-hard MJ fans, but rest of us left us questioning sanity at game developers. Coming in at number 7, we have a cameo that left many players scratching their heads. Durst, frontman of Limp Bizkit, making an appearance in 2004 video game adaptation of Fight Club. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of Fight Club, last thing that comes to mind is a nu metal singer throwing punches in an underground brawl. In this game, players could unlock Fred Durst as a playable character, allowing them to pit him against likes of Tyler Durden and other characters from Fight Club universe. It's as if developers thought, you know what this gritty philosophical exploration of masculinity needs? Guy who sang Nookie throwing down fisticuffs. Because Note says deep existential commentary like a celebrity cameo that feels more like a marketing gimmick than a meaningful addition to the game. Now I get it, celebrity cameos can be fun, a little nod to pop culture. But when it disrupts core experience at game, you gotta question the decision making process. Was this marketing ploy to attract Limp Bizkit fans? Probably. Did it add any real value to the game? Debatable. Right, coming in at number 6, we have a cameo that's as baffling as it is controversial. Gary Coleman in Postal 2. Now, Postal 2 is a game that's no stranger to controversy, but throwing in child star from Different Strokes? That's a curveball no one saw coming. In this 2003 first-person shooter, players encounter Gary Coleman at a book signing event. And because Postal 2 is all about pushing boundaries, things can escalate quickly, leading to a showdown with Coleman himself. It's as if developers thought, how can we make this game even more outrageous? I know, let's have players go up against Arnold Jackson wielding a gun. Because Note says edgy satire like former child star in a shootout. Yeah, Postal 2 thrives on shock value and dark humour, but what involving Gary Coleman really necessary? Feels like a cheap stunt than a meaningful addition to the game. And let's be honest, did anyone really want to engage in a virtual firefight with guy who popularised phrase, "What you talking about, Willis?" This cameo stands out not for its brilliance, but for its sheer audacity. It's a reminder that sometimes, in quest for provocative, games can cross line into absurd. While Postal 2 is filled with questionable content, inclusion of Gary Coleman remains one of the most head-scratching decisions. Landing in at number 5 is Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, making a memorable appearance in 2009 action-adventure game Brutal Legend. Now you'd think a game steeped in heavy metal lore would be perfect stage for Ozzy, right? Well, let's delve into head-banging cameo. In Brutal Legend, players traverse a world inspired by metal album art, taking on roller Eddie Riggs, voiced by Jack Black. Along journey, Eddie encounters Guardian of Metal, portrayed by none other than Ozzy Osbourne. This actor serves as sort of black market vendor, offering upgrades and equipment to aid players in the quest. Ozzy's digital likeness is spot on, capturing his iconic look and unmistakable Brummy accent. Now on surface, this seems like a match made in Metal Heaven, but here's where it gets a tad cringeworthy. While Ozzy's presence adds star power, his portrayal borders on caricature. Game leans heavily into his madman persona, which, depending on your perspective, either enhanced game's charm or feels like a forced attempt to capitalise on his fame. It's as if developers thought to throw in Ozzy cost, well, metal. Moreover, while Brutal Legend boasts a roster of metal legends, including Lemmy Kilmister and Rob Halford, Ozzy's role, though central, doesn't significantly impact narrative. His character's more a glorified shopkeeper than a pivotal figure, which might leave fans wanting more substance from such an iconic personality. In grand scheme of gaming cameos, Ozzy's stint in Brutal Legend is a mixed bag. It's a nod to metal aficionados, but also teeters on edge of gimmickry. A reminder that even a game celebrating heavy metal universe, shoehorning in celebrities can sometimes feel more like a fan service than a cohesive element to storytelling. Streaming into at number 4 spot, we have a cameo that's as bewildering as it is unnecessary. Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight. Now, Dead by Daylight is a game that thrives on horror icons and intense gameplay, but throwing in Nicolas Cage as a playable character? That's a plot twist no one asked for. In this 2023 update, players can step into the shoes of Nicolas Cage himself, not as a character he's portrayed, but as actor. It's as if developers thought, you know what this survival horror game needs? Guy from National Treasure running from killers. Because Note says immersive horror experience like Hollywood actor breaking fourth wall. Now I get it, Cage has a cult following, and his inclusion might be seen as a quirky addition, but what it really necessary? Feels more like a gimmick than a meaningful enhancement to the game. And let's be honest, did anyone really want to see Nicolas Cage screaming in terror in virtual world? This cameo stands out as a reminder that sometimes, in quest to be unique, games can make choices that leave players scratching their heads. And while Dead by Daylight's had its share of odd crossovers, inclusion of Nicolas Cage remains one of the most puzzling decisions. Dropping into number 3 spot, we have a cameo that's as perplexing as it is unnecessary. Late night talk show host Conan O'Brien making an appearance in Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. Now, Death Stranding's a game already teetering on edge of bewilderment, but tossing in Conan O'Brien? That's a level of absurdity even Kojima's wildest dreams couldn't conjure. In this 2019 release, players can encounter Conan O'Brien, who bestows upon them sea otter soup, allowing protagonist Sam Porter Bridges to swim more efficiently. Because when you traverse in a post-apocalyptic landscape delivering packages, what you really need is a comedian and in your otter-themed swimwear. It's as if developers thought, you know what this game's absolute isolation and human connection's missing? A late-night host with a penchant for self-deprecating humour. Now, Kojima's known for his eclectic tastes and unexpected inclusions, but was this really necessary? I feel it's more a self-indulgent nod than a meaningful addition to the game. And let's be honest, did anyone really want to see Conan O'Brien breaking fourth wall in an already convoluted narrative? Rolling into number 2 spot, we have D.O.G. himself, Snoop Dogg, making a rather unexpected appearance in Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, I get it, Snoop's got charisma, legendary music career, and a penchant for popping up in most random places, but a World War II shooter? Really? In April 2022, Activision dropped Tracer Pack Snoop Dogg Operator Bundle, allowing players to dump persona as Snoop in both Vanguard and Warzone. This bundle didn't just slap his face onto a generic soldier, it came complete with unique voice lines, weapon blueprints, and even a progression track tailored to Dogfather himself. Now, while some might argue that adding Snoop brings a fresh, fun twist at game, others see it as a blatant cash grab, shoehorning a modern-day celebrity into an historical setting where he sticks out like a sore thumb. It's as if developers thought, you know what this gritty, realistic war game needs? A rapper from 90s with a penchant for green herbs. Because Snoop screams authenticity like Snoop Dogg wielding a PPSH-41 on Battlefield of Normandy. Let's be honest here, this isn't Snoop Dogg's first tango with Call of Duty franchise. Back in Ghosts, he lent his voice for a multiplayer announce pack, which while quirky didn't break immersion as much as this full-on character model does. But in end, while some players might get a kick out of dropping into battle as Snoop, for many it feels like a jarring out-of-place marketing stunt. It's a stark reminder that sometimes in quest for novelty and profit, game developers can make choices that leave us all scratching our heads and asking, was this really necessary? And topping our list at number 1 is a cameo that left many gamers utterly perplexed. Nicki Minaj strutting her stuff in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. Now, when you think of intense military shooters, image of a pop star known for her flamboyant performances doesn't exactly come to mind. Yet in August 2023, players were introduced at Tracer Pack Nicki Minaj Operator Bundle, allowing them to dump persona and Minaj herself on Battlefield. This bundle didn't just stop at a character skin, it came complete with weapon blueprints, a vehicle skin, and even a finishing move, all themed around Minaj's signature style. Because Snoop screams tactical warfare like a pink-clad rapper wielding an assault rifle, right? It's as if developers thought, you know what this gritty, realistic combat simulator needs? A touch of super bass. Celebrity crossovers can be a fun way to spice up a game and attract a broader audience. But was this really necessary? Did I miss an even dumber cameo? Or do you actually like seeing celebrities hijack your favourite games? Let me know in comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Lets me know you want more of this. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on future rants, breakdowns, and a gaming madness. Join Discord. We've got debates, discussions, and a lot of people roasting bad game design choices. Follow me on X and Mastodon for more unfiltered gaming texts and rants. Want to support the channel even more? Consider becoming a member. You'll get access to exclusive perks, behind-the-scenes content, and a shout-out in every video. Leave your comments and questions below. I might just feature them in a future video. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.